Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Valeri. Huge thanks to Valeri and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Valeri reached out asking for a deck led by Saruman, the White Hand, and I was more than happy to help. If you're enjoying my content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and if you like the deck list, consider sharing this video as well. Saruman, the White Hand is a 4-mana 2/5 legendary avatar wizard. Whenever we cast a non-creature spell, we amass Orc's X, where X is that spell's mana value. Additionally, goblins and orcs we control have Ward 2. Amass was a new mechanic added in War of the Spark. Basically, we put X +1/+1 counters on an army we control. If we don't control an army, we create a 0/0 black army token, in this case an orc army, and then put those counters on it. Now, Valeri wanted to win with this deck using Fling mechanics. So the goal is to create an enormous army and then hurl it at our opponent's faces. Additionally, Valeri said that he and his group don't run turn spells, so I left those out of the list. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. For the past few years, Ultimate Guard has been hard at work finding ways to protect your cards without damaging the planet, and they have discovered it. Boulders, once made entirely of plastic, are now made of 87% renewable resources. They also come in a variety of sizes and colors, including this new blue 133 card box. If you're like me, you have a ton of decks, want a little bit of space for your tokens in your deck boxes, and don't want those boxes filling up an entire suitcase, then this box is the perfect solution. Find out if your local game store carries the new Return to Earth boulders from Ultimate Guard, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. One last announcement before we get into our video. I've started streaming on Twitch. I've been playing mostly Final Fantasy XIV for the first hour or so, then switching over and making commander decks for future videos. If you'd like to see what I'm working on, check out twitch.tv/DanonWildfire. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Polluted Delta, Bloodstained Mire, Scalding Tarn, Misty Rainforest, Marsh Flats, Arid Mesa, Xander's Lounge, Watery Grave, Blood Crypt, Steam Vents, Morphic Pool, Luxury Suite, Training Center, Shipwreck Marsh, Haunted Ridge, Stormcarved Coast, Drowned Catacomb, Dragon Skull Summit, Sulphur Falls, Undercity Sewers, Raucous Theater, Thundering Falls, Tainted Isle, Tainted Peak, Shivan Reef, Barad-dur, Bajuka Bog, 2 islands, 1 swamp, and 2 mountains make up the land base for our deck. Sol Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Indulgence, Talisman of Creativity, Dimir Signet, Rakdos Signet, Izzet Signet, Relic of Sauron, Chromatic Lantern, Decanter of Endless Water, Dockside Extortionist, Thrawn Dynamo, Goblin Electromancer, and Stormkiln Artist help us to ramp out and stay ahead of the curve. Treason of Isengard, Diabolic Intent, Village Rites, Deadly Dispute, Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, Jeska's Will, Wheel of Misfortune, Windfall, Underworld Breach, Rhystic Study, and Archmage Emeritus help us to dig through our deck and find answers. Enter the God Eternals, Saruman's Trickery, Foray of Orcs, Flame of Honor, Feed the Swarm, Fierce Guardianship, Narset Parter of Veils, Ashiok Dreamrender, Force of Will, Abrade, Arcane Denial, Counterspell, Negate, and Bedevil help us to keep our opponents in line. Widespread Brutality, Call Forth the Tempest, Blasphemous Act, Chandra's Ignition, and Cyclonic Rift help us to reset the board as needed. Assault on Osgiliath, Commence the Endgame, Dreadhorde Invasion, Corsairs of Umbar, Fall of Kaer Andros, Invade the City, Orcish Bowmasters, Saruman the White, Summons of Saruman, Warg Rider, and Orcish Siege Master help us to build our army to an overwhelming size. Supporting our plan, we've got Bloodshot Cyclops, Fling, Kazul's Fury, Thud, Swarm Intelligence, Thousand Year Storm, Insult Injury, and Sorceress Squall. Now that we have our deck list, we can compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 34 lands, 15 pieces of ramp, and 1 MDFC. 12 pieces of card advantage, 14 pieces of interaction, 5 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Bojuka Bog and Ashiok Dreamrender, 1 sudden I win card in Chandra's Ignition. I know we're not a Spellslinger deck, and I know that Saruman won't grow an army off of copy effects, but cards like Swarm Intelligence and Thousand Year Storm mean we can fling a smaller army and still kill a player or two. If we combine Jeska's Will, Windfall, and Underworld Breach, we can draw through our whole deck, make a bunch of mana, and grow our army, assuming Saruman's on board. But if we don't have that combo, Thousand Year Storm can still be used in conjunction with a couple of other instants to grow our storm count, so that when we cast Fling as the 4th spell, even if our army's only a 10-10, we can still kill a player. Of course, if Fling is the 5th spell and our 4th spell was Insult Injury, then we kill the table. Do you have a Saruman the White Hand deck? What theme did you go with? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. For only $25, you too can have a Commander video built at your request. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Borgie, Nazwin, Pedro, Tom, Cole, Midge, Detroff, Rally, Frank, Alex, Jenny, Alex, Julio, Michael, Valeri, Kalu, and Apricot. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.